Lesson 11, Tax and Tip. Let's go over problem 1 together. Problem 1 says, dinner costs $68. Tax is 10% and tip is 20% of the base. Tax and tip are both considered markups, so let's underline them and draw an up arrow for each one to indicate that they're both markups. We're always going to start with our 100% bar, and this represents our base. So dinner costs $68. That's the original cost of the dinner. Now we're going to add tax and tip to the bar. So here is tax, and this is 10%. And on top of that, we're going to add another bar. This is 20% for the tip. Now let's figure out what goes in the bars. What's 100% of 68? And that's easy, it's just the whole thing. So write down 68. Next bar, what's 10% of 68? And I'm going to use my shortcut here. Here's $68, and to calculate 10%, just move the decimal point one space over, and I have 6.8. So write it down. And that looks kind of weird as money. So I'm going to add my trailing zero back in, and now I have $6.80 for the tax. If you need to calculate that out instead, here it is. 10% of 68 is 68 times 1/10. There's one decimal place, and there's your answer. Just add a trailing zero so that it looks like money. Next, let's figure out the tip. What's 20% of $68? So we'll write down 68 times 2/10, which is the same as 20%. Here is 16, 12, 13. Take care of your decimal point. And again, this looks weird as money, so add a trailing zero so that it looks like normal money. Write it down, $13.60. Now let's figure out the total cost of the dinner. At the end of the meal, do we only pay the base? No. Do we only pay the tax? No. Do we only pay the tip? No. And I'll ask students, what do we have to pay for? And they'll say, we have to pay for the whole thing. So we're going to add all of this up to come up with the total cost of the dinner. So let's go ahead and do that here. Here is $68 for the base. The tax was $6.80. Tip was $13.60. And we're going to add all of them up together. So let's do the work. And here we have our answer of $88.40. I'll add the dollar sign here. And write that amount right here, $88.40. A typical response I'll get from students is, wow, Mr. Polysock, that's a lot of money. And it sure can be. Not only do you have to think about the menu price, but you also have to add the tax and tip to that, and all of that add to the cost of the dinner.